me, it goes back to the hiring process. Quite often people can be hired in businesses off education. And for me, I would never get hired if it was on education. So I think we need to look deeper. We need to look deeper into the person themselves, you know, what they're all about, how they are, the manner, how they are with people. And I found myself, I feel I'm great with people, so I'm able to I've had a lot of experiences which then can help me so much more in business. It's not just about my education and my qualifications. So I think, you know, when it comes to businesses, we need to look at diversity in different ways. That social mobility is really key. People given an opportunity to fulfill their potential, because not everybody gets that opportunity. So if you can bring somebody that is enthusiastic, you know, maybe not has as much talent, but they certainly have just as much, if not more, potential. I think that is the key. And we know that, you know, a diverse business is a more successful business. But it's also having the right people to recruit, because normally what happens is I will bring in people that are like me, because they won't challenge me. We'll go and play golf at the same place, so we all got some similar things that we like, and it will be relatively easy. Whereas actually I want to be around people that test, that challenge, you know, where we're able to express ourselves and be ourselves, but have an understanding of different people. How can we appeal to everybody when a lot of people just have a narrow mind on life and very few experiences? I want to bring in people that have got loads of different experiences, mixed with all different backgrounds, walks of life, religions, you know, have travelled a bit, that have seen the world, that have, you know, been in and around, you know, diversity, because, you know, quite often a lot of people aren't, and then struggle when they find themselves in positions where there's people that are quite different to us, and then get, you know, feel too challenged or attacked, because now I'm not uncomfortable, you know. Whereas, you know, for me, one of the greatest things is growing up in an area where there's been such a diverse, you know, my mates have been Indian, been Asian, you know, been Polish, been white, been Caribbean, so I have a real understanding of people and experience and backgrounds. Having a diverse team in sport is, I think, is untapped. You know, when I look at sport itself, yes, in some of the teams we are having, you know, more of a diverse team, but are we having a more diverse coaching team? You know, who's running the organisation? And if you look at the stats, you know, there's a lot of, you know, black and Asian sportsmen and women that have excelled in sport in this country for decades now, yet still don't find themselves in some of the top jobs. And I think, I always remember a story whereby I used to, as a player, get a lot of racist abuse, and it never changed from week to week, and nobody ever above me, the coaches and you know, the chairman, never came down and said, you know something, this shouldn't happen. And it's because they didn't understand it. Now, having a chairman, a black chairman or an Asian chairman, they would have been aware of what I was going through, and that would have helped me massively. So instead of having to endure that for nearly 10 years, it would have been so good. Had we a diverse, you know, team, management team, then that would have made a massive difference to me. And they would have come down and said, look, this is not going to happen anymore. We're fully aware of what's going on, and now it's time for change. And with businesses, sometimes it's about bottom line. Yeah. And the reality is, and the stats are saying, that a more diverse team, business, are more profitable. That is fact. Yeah. So if you want your team to be more profitable, and you need to be more diverse. I suppose it's giving opportunities to everybody. It's looking at that talent pool and realising it's not just, you know, for sport or for rugby, it's not just in the rugby schools, the typical rugby schools where people get a scholarship. If I came from 4 of the most deprived areas in Leeds and then went on not just to be successful in one sport, then to be the England captain rugby union, a sport I knew nothing about, how many more kids potentially could there be that could have gone on and done the same thing? So I think one of the key things is just to spread that net, is to give people opportunities. And yes, they might not tick all the boxes as you would normally recruit for, but then there's a skill set that they may have that nobody else has got it. You know, for me, the life skills that I've got, you know, just crossed over into everything that I've done. And again, I think has made me more appealing as a person, as a sportsman. It's certainly helping me in business. So yeah, I think it could certainly do with more of that happening. I think for me, it's trying to inspire. You know, we all can inspire in different ways, whether you're the first black men's captain for England, or you know, you're the first Asian woman, or you're the first person in a wheelchair with a disability. People are always looking for inspiration, and quite often you find it in people that either look like you, that sound like you. And for me, hopefully that's been the case over the years, where people have identified with me for lots of different reasons, but there will be people that think, well, if he can do it and he's the only black man in that team, then surely there's an opportunity for me to do it. So listen, I think inspiring people to take something up for the first time, making an environment inclusive is really important. People need to feel a sense of belonging, that they can be in there, that they can be part of that team. And sometimes just by seeing somebody like you can make all the difference.